Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how we can send a message from Maximo to a cloud application. So now let's pretend that our company is managing a plan and we're using a vendor to provide some of the services, warranty services for example, and they are using Salesforce to manage their client, which is us in this case. So what we want to do is when our operator create a new service request in Maximo, then it will go directly to our vendor Salesforce system for them to act on. So in order to do that, then we can use IBM App Connect to send to bridge between Maximo and Salesforce. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a new event driven flow. And now I'm going to give it a name. So let's say I'm gonna call it this is an application. So we're gonna create on Salesforce, for example. And now in this case, this is a cloud flow. So I'm gonna choose a callable flows. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a callable flow on the cloud, and then in our integration server on premise where we connect with Maximo, we are going to create a new flow, very simple flow here. It will take in an input where Maximo will send in a new message to this input, and then it will write it to a file so we can view the information sent out as a log, and then it will call the flow that we just created. So in this case, I'm gonna change it to use the name of the application that we are going to create. So in this case, I'm going to write the name here, and now I'm gonna deploy this application in our integration server. I'm gonna deploy it. Now going back to our App Connect on cloud here. We already have our callable flow. Now I'm going to add a new node and add Salesforce here. So in this case, you can see in this list we have a bunch of different application, cloud application that App Connect can connect to, and you can see like Jira, very common system for IT tickets, and we can have like Gmail. Down here we can have maybe a Salesforce. We got SharePoint Office. Yep, so we have Salesforce here. So in this case, I have connected app connect with one of my Salesforce child instance, and so in this case, I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna choose probably I'm gonna choose a new case. Where is case? I'm gonna show more. This is a child account on App Connect, so it can be a bit slow depending on the internet connection that I have. So I'm gonna choose maybe create a new case. Yep. So in this case, I'm gonna choose to create a new case in Salesforce. And now what I have to do is simply mapping the fields in Salesforce with the fields in Maximo. So in this case, I gonna do a very simple mapping here. So for subject, I'm gonna map it with the JSON message data here, and I'm gonna set it as a description field of the SR or service request object in Maximo. And for description, I'm gonna use the summary or the long description of the service request. Yep, so that's it. Probably I'm gonna I'm gonna make it very simple here. So now I'm gonna start the flow. Okay, so it is running now. So basically now I can test my integration by going to Maximo and then I start to create a new service request. So I'm gonna write in a short summary here and a detailed message for the request that I want our vendor to act on, and I'm gonna save it. So after we save it, I can quickly check my output folder to see if my message has been sent to integration server. Yep, so it has been created. So now I can quickly go to Salesforce. So in this case, I have a child version of Salesforce here. So I'm gonna log in with this instance. And now I'm going to open the case application. Yep, so you can see that we have the service request created as a new case in Salesforce here. So that's from our vendors, then they can see this ticket and then they can call us to make an appointment to come in to have a look at the problem, for example. So that's how we send message from Maximo to Salesforce. Now before I finish with the video, let me quickly show you something else. Let's go back to App Connect. Let's say in this case, many of our equipment is managed with this vendor using Salesforce, but in case of IT equipment, then it is managed by a different company, and that company using ServiceNow system, for example. So in this case, let's say going back to our Maximo, let's say if we created a new service request, but instead of entering an asset, which is usually a production equipment, we enter a configuration item which usually used to manage the IT asset. Then we want that if we have a new service request that has a configuration item, then instead of sending the new tickets to Salesforce, we want to send it to ServiceNow. So in this case, we can quickly add that logic in App Connect. So I'm going back here. I'm going to stop my flow. And now what I can do is I can quickly add a logic by going to Toolbox here and choose if conditional. And now what I can do is I can add a logic. Yeah, so I'm gonna add a logic here. I'm gonna set it to a check to check if the CI num field in Maximo, if it is not empty, for example, then in this case, then because we have a CI number and it is supposed to be sent to a ServiceNow system. So in this case, I'm gonna create a new node and gonna choose ServiceNow from the list here. And I'm gonna choose, let's say in our my other service provider ServiceNow system, they manage it as a problem. Then in this case, I'm gonna choose a create problem event, and in this case, I'm gonna make the problem have the same ID as my ticket number. So, and I'm gonna make the description as the same as my summary of the service request. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to set a description here. Right, and for the description, I'm gonna use the long or the detail field in Maximo. So I'm gonna use a description. Yeah, so that's it for mapping between ServiceNow and Maximo. And in GC for the branch where we have some data in the CI number field, and if not, then we gonna send the message to Salesforce. So I'm gonna drag Salesforce node here. Yeah, so now I'm gonna finish by starting the flow, and I'm gonna do a quick check again. So now let's say if I have a new ticket, I'm gonna send a message to Salesforce. So I'm gonna write a ticket for Salesforce, and in this case flow from Maximo. So I make sure that I don't enter a configuration item here, and I'm gonna click on save. And now I'm gonna create a new service request, but in this case I'm gonna make it send to ServiceNow by using a messages to ServiceNow. Fix my broken laptop, for example. And now I'm gonna set a laptop, for example, maybe a computer. Yeah, and I'm gonna save it. So now let's quickly check in our Salesforce. Now let me refresh it. Then you can see that we have a new ticket for Salesforce here. It has been created. We can see the same timestamp here. And if we click on it, we can see the detail saying that a hello from Maximo. And now if we are going to Salesforce, so in this case, sorry, this is ServiceNow. So in this case, let's say this is an IT service provider, and they manage my problems, my tickets at a problem. So I'm gonna open the problem application, and I'm gonna choose all open problems. So now let's me quickly check. So in this case, probably it's selected. So message to ServiceNow. Here it is. So now we can see that a new problem has been created in ServiceNow, and my IT service provider can act on it to come in and fix my problematic IT equipment. So that's it for the demo today. Thank you for watching.